Alright everyone, I'm Troublesome Trucks, and welcome to today's Crash City Requested episode 101, and today it is a request from Shiny Match. So, they requested Team Tender versus Team Other, so we have Team Tender. It's Snow Clear and Emily's Tender, Molly's Tender, Murdoch's Tender, Harvey's Coach, and Emily's Tender. Against Team Other, we have Stanley, Diesel 10, Mavis, and Salty. It'll be the best out of 7 rounds, so without further ado, let's begin with round 1. Okay, here goes round 1. We got Diesel for Team Other, mostly Diesels, but then we also got Stanley, so just went with Team Other as the name, so we got Diesel 10 and Molly's Tender as well. Diesel just misses Diesel 10. Stanley enters the ring. Oh, we got Harvey's coach. Oh, and Diesel 10 just took a spill. Molly's Tender survives the encounter. Snow Clear and Emily's Tender. Trackmaster 2 Salty. Stuck. And finally, Murdoch's Tender. We got 10 engines, so probably gonna be a lot of crashes. Mavis and Salty collide, or Mavis and Stanley actually. Mavis is down. There goes, was that Snow Clear and Emily's Tender taken down by Salty. It looks like we got 3 of each team left. Salty, Diesel, and Stanley against Emily's Tender, Murdoch's Tender, and Molly's Tender. And Molly's Tender collides with Emily's Tender. They're stuck, but they get past. Mavis is causing trouble in the middle. Salty is going for Emily's Tender. Emily's Tender's gone. That puts Team Others means they have the slight advantage. They have 2 against 3. Or they have 3 and the other team has 2, but Molly's Tender eliminates Stanley, back it to even. Salty and Diesel for Team Other, and Murdoch and Molly on Team Tender. Mavis still being tossed and turned in the middle, kind of on opposite sides. Diesel's chasing after Murdoch's Tender, who's chasing after Salty, but they all seem to be pretty equally spaced. Mavis causing some more trouble for Molly's Tender, but Molly's Tender keeps surviving it. Think we might need sabotagers because this is taking a bit, but now we got Murdoch's Tender now caught up to Salty. Oh, Molly's Tender got stuck for a moment there. So, yeah, okay, Mavis is just being flipped all over in the middle. So, sabotagers are ready. But Mavis and Murdoch's Tender are getting, or Salty and Murdoch's Tender are getting pretty close to Molly's Tender, I guess. But I think we'll still throw the sabotagers in for good measure. So, just trying to find the right point. Molly's Tender got stuck on Mavis again. Maybe they're going to collide in this next cross. Oh, Diesel's also about to be put in jeopardy as well. I think the sabotagers might catch a break for now. Oh my goodness, that was another close one. Who's going to fall down first? Diesel might, nope. Salty collides with Molly's Tender, doesn't quite knock her over yet. And, close calls again. Molly's Tender finally goes down. Salty and Murdoch's Tender keep going, and Diesel, very close call with him. Not sure if he's going to hold on much longer. Let's see. And, he's over. Salty's also fallen over, and Murdoch's Tender is trying to push through, but can't quite seem to pull it off, and they've tipped over. Diesel fights back. Well, Murdoch's Tender is last one on the tracks, and pretty much last one going, so I think we're going to give the point to Team Tender. That was a pretty close one, but I think Team Tender will take the win. So, 1 point for Team Tender. They are on the board and take the lead. Pretty long round 1. Hopefully it's going to be a pretty good competition. We'll have to see though. Round 2 is up next. Round 2 begins with Murdoch's Tender, winner of the previous round for Team Tender. We got Mavis going next. Harvey's Coach. Not quite a tender, but still a motorized carriage or accessory for the engine, so we'll allow it. So Harvey's Coach is pushing Mavis. Oh my goodness, there's a collision. Mavis is gone. Molly's Tender and Harvey's Coach. Oh, there goes Salty and Diesel colliding. It looks like Diesel's trying to save it. Not too much luck. Murdoch's Tender collides with Stanley. And finally, Diesel 10. And oh, he's collided with everyone. He's pushed them through. He's now pushing on Emily Sender, having some trouble. Salty is stalled on the tracks. He is slightly derailed. Emily Sender is sandwiched between two of Team Other. They're being slid around the tracks, and they collide. Oh, Salty's gone. It looks like Emily's coach is derailed as well. Diesel 10 pushing them around. Can they recover? No, they can't, and they fall off the tracks just before Diesel 10 comes to a stop. So that was a pretty close one, pretty big accidents there. But Diesel 10, he was the last one out of the gate and last one on the track. So Team Other evens up the score, 1 point each. Looks they're tied up for now, but we'll see what happens when it comes to round 3. Alright, round 3, action time. Diesel 10 goes first. We got Harvey's coach next. Now Stanley. And Emily's Tender. Salty. Rough start there, but he's good now. And close call between Stanley and Salty. Harvey's coach collides with Stanley. They're having some trouble. Stanley's gone. Oh, Diesel 10 eliminates Diesel. And he's now derailed, and he's fallen off, and just, okay, well, let's at least get Emily's Snow Clear and Emily's Tender on the tracks for a little bit. So we got 3 of Team Other down. Only Salty and Mavis remain. All of the other teams still going around. Now Harvey's coach is in jeopardy, and it looks like the Emily's Tender and Salty are squeezing by. So did Murdoch's Tender? They're going. Oh, it's caused a log jam. Oh my goodness, 2 of Team Other down. Salty's trying to switch tracks. Oh, he almost takes down his own teammate Mavis. Mavis now is left to fend on her own against 3 members of Team Tender. Will she be able to pull it off? These Tenders are... Mavis is known for being a little bit slow and steady, so... the others seem to be racing around, and the Murdoch Tender looks like he could take down either one of their teammates, so Mavis could luck out here. And Murdoch Tender is just threading the needle each time. And looks like Murdoch Tender and Molly's Tender collision, and they don't go down, but Mavis clips Murdoch Tender, doesn't eliminate them. Again, the 2 M Tenders collision, they're stuck. But they can't knock each other down. Oh, they get freed. Oh, and Murdoch Tender gets freed just in time to collide with Mavis and sacrifices himself, and Mavis falls over as well. We got Snow Clear and Emily's Tender and Molly's Tender left going around, both on the same team, Team Tender. So, Team Tender back on the board after a short hiatus. They're now at 2 points, and the 2 Tenders just collided. Oh. Now they're all stopped, but Team Tender is in the lead now. Team Other slightly behind, but they still got plenty of opportunity to catch up. Let's see if they will. Round 4 is next. Alright, we're off again. Round 4, Molly's Tender goes first, followed by Salty. Oh, whoops, bumped something, but okay, we got Snow Clear and Emily's Tender next. There goes Diesel 10 racing off. The 2 Tenders that happened last time right at the end. Snow Clear and Emily's Tender and Molly's Tender are down. That's good luck for Team Other. 2 of the other team members are down. Now we got Stanley, Harvey's coach. Oh, there goes another Tender. That's Emily's Tender out of it. And finally, Diesel. And okay, the Diesels are colliding. Diesel is derailed. He's still limping around. Oh, he's falling over. Stanley's switching tracks. Oh my goodness, Harvey's coach is still limping around. Stanley's trying to correct himself. Oh my goodness, so what's going to happen here? Oh, they're stuck on Diesel. Murdoch's Tender is pushing Mavis around. But we got a whole blockade of engines trying to help collide with the others. We got Salty's down. He's blocked Diesel 10. Salty and Harvey's coach going around. Now they're stuck on the tracks. Murdoch Tender and Molly making their way around. And they've collided with Diesel 10. Diesel 10's on his side. Mavis pushes through. And now it looks like it might be 2v2. And Mavis and Murdoch Tender trying to push past Salty. Oh, it looks like they've just about done it. Mavis is freed. Murdoch Tender stuck on Salty. Mavis going to try and back up Stanley and see if they can get Harvey's coach freed up from the spot. Oh, looks like they have the... Oh, no. Wow, they freed up Harvey's coach dislodged Salty and set Murdoch's tender into Stanley and knocked Stanley over and put Mavis off balance, and they all tumbled down. Murdoch's tender also went down in the middle of it, and Harvey's coach somehow survived, even though they had a collision a while ago and they were just limping around the whole time, but they managed to hold on long enough to get the win. Man, there only Murdoch's tender and Harvey's coach. The other tenders fell down, and just 2 of them managed to survive it, as all the others, there's too many of them, and Team Other, and they just all crashed into each other pretty much. So that was wild. But Team Tender 3 points, Team Other on 1. Team Tender looks like they have a good chance at winning it, but Team Others might be able to come back, but they're going to need to put the work in. So we'll see if they've got what it takes. Round 5 is inbound. All right, the fight continues as we head into round 5. Harvey's coach off. Now we got Salty and Emily's tender. Here comes Mavis. And Emily's tender jinxes Harvey's coach. They've been put in a bad position again, but they've come out of this better before. Mavis and Salty, the 2 Emily's tenders now. Salty's over. But Emily's tender stuck now, holds up Diesel. Oh, they finally go over. Diesel 10. There we go. Mavis is derailed. Diesel 10 collides with her and they fall over. There goes Harvey's coach as well. And finally Stanley. We got Diesel and Stanley against Murdoch's tender, Snow Clear and Emily's tender, and Molly's tender. Oh, there goes Snow Clear and Emily's tender. Diesel's going sideways. The 2 tenders collide. Diesel's trying to save it. Stanley's charging in. He's trying to push through. Oh, and he's done it. Stanley. The only Steamy and otherwise all Diesel's team gets through, and wow, that was chaotic, and he's still going around. Wow. 10 engines, it's usually hard for the tracks to stay clear, but Stanley is chugging around. There was a big crash with some of the tenders and managed to eliminate the final ones and gets a point for his team. Well done, Stanley. Welcome, Stanley. So, Team Other slowly catches up, 2 points to 3. Only 2 rounds remain. Team Other is closing in on Team Tender, but will it be enough for them to still walk away with the win? We'll find out. Round 6, penultimate round. All right, round 6. Team Tender is still in the lead, but Team Other is gaining in. But Team Tender just wins one more round out of the last 2, then they win. So Team Other has a bit of pressure on them. So we got 2 tenders colliding, and Snow Clear and Emily's tender got flipped over. That was interesting takedown. But anyways, Diesel 10 charging through. Oh, he gets knocked over by Molly's tender. We got Mavis. And finally, Harvey's coach, 2 tenders are stuck. We got a big mess. We got Harvey's coach knocks over Salty. But there's derailed now. Diesel is still going well. Harvey's coach now stuck. Oh, they're back on the tracks. Oh, they're racing around. Diesel 10's kind of blocking the tracks. We'll see what that does. Harvey's coach is just blitzing around. Diesel 10 holds him up. Diesel collides into the side swipes him and is trying to push him over. But they seem to be a little bit stuck. Diesel's doing his best, but he's slipping. Oh, there's a little bit of movements happening. Can Diesel finish the job? Looks like they're still stalled, but I think Diesel was the last one moving, and Harvey's coach is half off the tracks and pretty much so. And Diesel did collide with them, so I think we're gonna give it to Diesel and Team Other. Final call. Team Other ties the scoreboard with Team Tender 3 points each, going into the final round, which will decide the winner of this all. Alright, the round that will decide it all. Who's going to go away with the win? Team Tender or Team Other? Diesel starts it for Team Other, followed by Murdoch's Tender. We got Mavis from Farquhar Quarry going next. Now we got Harvey's coach, and Diesel eliminates Mavis, and Mavis is... Oh, Diesel actually gets back up. He was a little bit derailed. Mavis is kind of stuck in the middle again. Oh no, Harvey's coach derails the back of Diesel. That's 2 of Team Other gone. That's not a good look. Oh, Salty takes down Murdoch Tender, who seemed to be a pretty strong contestant previously. Oh, Diesel 10 goes now. The Tender pushes through. Stanley's the last one left of his team as Emily's Tender and Molly's Tender collide. Harvey's Tender stuck. Snow Clear and Emily's Tender still going. Stanley collides with the back of Snow Clear and Emily's Tender collides with the back of Harvey's coach, and Stanley is stuck behind. We have kind of 4 engines and tenders on the tracks, but neither of them can move. Oh my goodness, they've pushed through. Oh, Harvey's coach switched tracks and is racing off. I was just about to give the point to Stanley, but Harvey's coach is moving. Oh, they're back on the tracks. And they're going to back up. Oh my goodness, Emily's Tender and Molly's Tender are finished. Harvey's coach is racing off. So Stanley's trying to push, dislodge Snow Clear and Emily's Tender, but now Harvey's coach collides with the side of Stanley. But can't quite finish him, but wow. They were stuck, and I was just about to call a win for Stanley, and then Harvey's coach gets pushed through and somehow changes tracks. That was quite miraculous. And goodness, they have been quite a fierce competitor in these, and Murdoch Tender is also with them quite a few times, so yikes. But I think that last performance, Harvey's coach was the last one moving, and they are from Team Tender, so looks like Team Tender will get the final point. So now it's time to get them in the middle for a recap and photo shoot. Alright, and the final winners of this Crash City Requested number 101 are Team Tender. So we have Harvey's coach, Murdoch's Tender, Molly's Tender, Emily's Tender, and Snow Clear and Emily's Tender. On Team Tender, it was very close. They started off good, and then the other Team Other almost caught up, but then they clutched in the last round, so good job to them. And Team Other started off a little bit slow, but almost caught up at the end, and they did catch up, but they didn't quite get the last round. So, but the engines are Salty, Diesel 10, Stanley, and Mavis. Good job. Almost had it. Maybe a couple more rounds, and they would have got it. But here's the final score: Team Tender 4, Team Other 3. Very close matchup. 10 engines, really crazy. Some interesting crashes. No tiebreakers, and yeah, so really crazy, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and thank you all for watching. This is Troublesome Truck signing out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.